This is the Carty Method Podcast.
You clicked on this not because you want to get better, and not just technically, but you want to get better in a way that gets you noticed, that gets you booked, and gets you respected. You want to know why your work isn't standing out, even though you're putting in the time and making real pictures. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why and what to do about it. Most photographers think that the secret to becoming unstoppable is making better pictures, but better isn't enough. The truth is, you could be making your best work ever and still not getting hired because you're making the wrong pictures. Not wrong technically, but wrong for your market. The photographers who take off, they're not just talented, they're intentional. They're making the right pictures for the right clients. Images that solve a need, that fit a style, and speak the industry's language. Today inside Portfolio Lab, I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like through my real photo reviews. If your work isn't getting traction yet, this is likely the reason. By the end of today's session, you're going to know exactly how to fix it. I've been working professionally for 35 years, by the way. I've shot celebrities, I've shot for global brands, I've shot magazine covers, I've shot advertising campaigns, and I still review photographers' work every week. Why? Because that's how a photographer grows, by seeing how your work holds up, where it stands out, and where it falls short. Inside Portfolio Lab, we do this twice a week on YouTube, and once a week on Zoom. Every Thursday, we go deeper. And today's Thursday, we're doing a Zoom workshop on essential grip equipment. Today, it starts at 2:30. You have to be a member of Portfolio Lab to access. Go to thecartymethod.com/Portfolio Lab to sign up. We always break down your packaging triangle, which is your work, your presentation, and your positioning. Today, you're about to watch me review a brand new batch of submissions, and you're watching me do it live, so you can learn in real time. And whether you're a member of Portfolio Lab or not, whether your work is featured or not, I promise if you pay attention, if you take notes, and if you apply what you learned today, this is going to be one of the most valuable photography episodes you've ever watched for free. All right, so this is week 28. And in week 28, my goal for you was for you to create a Converse ad, a lead image for an ad campaign. So this is the brief. Converse needs a lead image that embodies creativity, rebellion, and authentic self-expression. I want you to capture the daring spirit of youth and celebrate personal expression through movement and style. Now, if you shoot people, the goal is for you to create an authentic portrait showcasing creative confidence and rebellious spirit. Think artists, musicians, skaters, anyone who embodies Converse's creative freedom. Keep it natural and unposed, and with the sneakers feeling like a natural part of your subject's personal style. Now, if you shoot places, the goal is for you to have found an environment that reflects Converse's cultural heritage. Creative spaces, urban landscapes, music venues, art studios, street culture hotspots. The setting should be lived in, authentic, and support the brand's message of creativity and rebellion. If you shoot things, the goal is to shoot a pair of Converse and style them as tools of self-expression alongside creative elements like art supplies, musical instruments, personal items, and show the shoes as part of a creative lifestyle, not just a fashion accessory. This is why this matters and why it's super important for you to shoot spec and shoot spec ads, and specifically why I chose Converse for you today. Converse represents creativity and authenticity over pure athletics. This assignment today teaches you how to photograph lifestyle and culture rather than just products, which is essential for editorial, lifestyle, and brand photography. And advertising photography is really moving this way as well. You're going to learn how to capture authentic moments that resonate with audiences who value individuality and creative expression. This was a horizontal assignment I'm asking, and I asked you for a horizontal double page spread. And I think we have 14 people, 13, that we are reviewing today, starting with Mr. Victor Liska. Victor says, I asked my buddy Roman to swing by the studio to shoot this Converse assignment. Here's what we came up with in a very limited time. Feels good to be back and looking forward to your feedback. Shot with the Sony 7R5 with a 24-70, ISO 160, f2.8 at ISO 800. 60th of a second, 2.8 at ISO 800. This is Victor Liska. Victor, thanks for submitting. So Victor, I'm just looking at the composition. This is a really strong shot. I like the top down. He's wearing Converse. He has another pair of Converse here and another pair of Converse here. I feel like it might be a little bit of Converse overload. This pair, move it over here. This pair is okay. The skateboard trucks, like the broken skateboard up here. Like, I like the room. I like the smoke. I like the perspective. But I want you to see this as a double page spread because you're composing on the thirds, Victor, which I'm glad you're back because you're going to hear me really stress this like often. Let's look at what's over here. There's nothing really important over here. Take the speaker, move it over a little bit and have this shot end here. Extend or just literally move yourself in such a way that he falls right here. He needs to be centered on this frame, or put him over here. Put him over here and have him looking that way. So you're stretching him across two pages. I think that for me is how you take this image to the next level. I want you to watch composing on the thirds. Composing on the thirds is incredibly important for you to avoid. Let's look at this. So you can see what a double page spread looks like and why we cut the picture in half. And then we cut the picture in half and then we cut the picture in half again. And then we drop our subject on this plane so they're centered in between a single page. When you shoot on the thirds, although this is what your camera tells you to do, your camera tells you to shoot on the thirds. And it in fact gives you, that's not quite a third, it gives you guides in order to follow. So inside your camera looks like this. So again, I want you to be very wary of where you're placing your subject because you have to be thinking about use. Oops. And if use in this case is a double page ad for Converse, then you have to be very wary of how tight your main subject is on the gutter. Other than that, I'm really liking this swing from you, Victor. I like the smoke. I like the light. I like the details. I just want you to look at your whole frame, shoot a blank frame, and then say, okay, these Converse are too dominant. They can go here. The record's okay. The weights, this stuff is okay. That stuff is okay. Does that jacket need to be there, or is that too distracting? Should that jacket maybe be here? These Converse very much match that jacket. And then where, like, I just want it to not look super placed. It looks a little placed, but it is a very good swing, Victor. I'm giving you an 11 on this attempt. That is a very good, I'm going to say, execution of my Converse idea. By the way, if you guys don't know me, I'm Carty. I'm a professional photographer. I've been doing this for 35 years, photography. You can find my work at stevecarty.com. I am very easy to find. Just go to stevecarty.com. I will give you a little preview. Yeah, just go to stevecarty.com. You can see pictures of Pharrell and Colin Firth and all the other celebs that I've shot. And again, I like to mix Ludacris and Cardinal in with regular people and other jobs that I do. So my portfolio has a nice range. Ja Rule and Chantal Kreviasik. So do have a look at my portfolio. This is Pete Rock and Deepa Mehta, who's a very famous director, Oscar-winning director, Grandmaster Flash. Do have a look at stevecarty.com so you know who you're watching. All right, let's get into our next shooter. This is Rafael Ortiz. Rafael says, shot Tuesday at a skate park behind my rescue building. D850, 50mm 1.4, ISO 800, F5, 250th of a second. Shot with a single strobe with a softbox. This is Rafael Ortiz. Rafael, let's get it on. Raf, I like this. I like this. Let's look at it as a double. I like this. This is a yes. Yes, 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 yes. I'm interested in what would have looked like if the ramp was on this side. And I mean, this is so good. It's the right dude. He's wearing the right stuff. He's got fresh kicks. His this matches the this. My only critique is like, what does it look like when you rather than shooting this way? What did the perspective look like when you're over here and shooting this way? The background could have been too distracted. It could have been too distracting, which is why you shot it this way. So Rafael, yes, this is 100% smoke. Smoke, 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 smoke. Great exposure, good focus, good body language. The shoes look great. This is a yes, 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 yes. And Rafael says yes, the background the other direction was literally distracting. So Rafael, proud of you. This is definitely a banger and would work fantastically on in your portfolio. And again, I'm really interested in what your portfolio is looking like right now. I did some photo reviews. Of websites or website reviews, I guess, on Tuesday, and I missed yours. So I'm interested in seeing what the collection of work that you're putting together looks like right now. And also, Rafael, it's time. It's time for you to get yourself in my accelerator. I think it's time for you to put yourself on the waiting list. Go to thecartymethod.com/accelerator. You've been with me for a minute. You're one of those ones that I want to see in my accelerator. So start thinking about that for September. That is Rafael Ortiz, everybody. That's an 11 for me, my guy. Good shit, Rafael. Well done. All right. Client messaging. All right. All right. Are you ready for the next? Let's get into our next shooter. I love looking at your photos, by the way. I'm into it. It makes me happy. I have to do one thing here for my client. Alrighty, here we go. Beautiful. All right. Who is our next photographer? Our next photographer is Denise Tuggle. Denise says Converse in studio. Denise is a product shooter. Nikon D700, 24 to 75 millimeter. F11, 60th of a second ISO 100, shot with 2 strobes and a fill. This is Miss Denise Tuggle. Denise, thanks for submitting. So Denise, I see what you're doing, but the light for me doesn't hit the way that it needs to. Denise is already in chat saying that she needs to reshoot. You do. And again, it's just the light's not hitting the way it should. The way that the shoes are arranged is not exactly how they should be. But and then also, Denise, if you're gonna go white, just go pure white. I don't think that we need the glitter and we don't need this shit. It literally just distracts us from what we're trying to see. If you're going to shoot a Converse ad, and if you're going to do a white, learn how to do a perfect white. Converse, All-Stars. So let's look at what Converse would do, right? So if now we look at Converse and you see, like, this is how they would shoot them on a white. And if you look at the pinks, we'll look at this layout of the pink and look at, I mean, this looks like it's a little bit close cropped, but this idea here, this is what we're trying to execute. So if you see this and how this is literally shot close cropped and then put on a gray, I want you to look at this placement of the shoes and the light. So looking at yours and looking at the color balance and how it's quite pinky, and then looking at what Converse would put into the marketplace, you really have to be using intelligent imitation. Look at Converse on white, and then your imitation has to be like that. All of the, again, as I've said, with the bits of glitter and all that, like, it's so unnecessary, Denise, because the brand would never do it. The brand would never do it. Look at, oh, your lights went out in the storm. This is another great execution, just like user-generated images. It looks dope. Here's another idea as to how to do something in studio that's engaging, but semi-realistic. So if your lights go out and you're in that situation, Denise, it's time to literally, look at this one. It's time to literally just say, hey, I can't submit this week. I'm going to submit on Tuesday. I appreciate, or you got to go outside. Go outside and shoot it in natural light. I'm interested in what your next attempt is going to be. I just want to show you what this looks like as a double page spread, Denise. You see how the toes of the shoes are literally getting cut off when this goes to 2 pages in a magazine. It's like, it's going to cut. So all of that is why I need you to reshoot this photo. Very good swing, though. That is Denise Tuggle. Denise, let's get it on. Thanks for submitting. All right, guys. You guys with me still? You enjoying yourself? Having a good time? Consider hitting the join button. So, again, I'm trying to get 1,000 true fans here on this YouTube channel. We just crossed 40,000 subscribers. 40,000. Holy crap. That's us. It's we. It's not just me. It's you too. I couldn't get here without you. So if you're watching and you're not subscribed, just like check to see if you're subscribed and hit the subscribe button. It's free. All right, guys, let's see who our next shooter is. Jean-Laurie Beaumont. Let's go. Jean-Laurie Beaumont. Zoriana is a Ukrainian-Canadian visual artist, and these red Converse have been with her almost 20 years. Tried to shoot her in a way that felt more editorial than posed, but still made it easy to spot the product placement. Sony A7 IV 35mm ISO 400 f5 at 6/40th of a second, shot natural light. This is Jean-Laurie Beaumont. Welcome, Jean-Laurie. Let's get it on. Thanks for submitting. This has something. The thing is the shoes, the way that she's crossing her leg is really affecting that shoe. What I would love is this leg up and then the other leg up so the shoes are stacked. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's just, rather than sitting with her leg like twisted and crossed over and twisted under, even if that's how she shoots, you just need to shoot her like this. Leg up, iPad here, and then the shoes stack. Then the shoes go like this, side by side, right? So the right now, and also because you're shooting with a wide angle and she has small feet as it is, because you're shooting from like this over the shoulder perspective, how small her feet is compared to like the proportion of her head and the proportion of her shoulders, it like everything is kind of getting smaller as we're kind of coming down here, just because you're shooting with a 35mm lens rather than a normal lens. So anytime that you're shooting full frame, wide, it's going to distort. So there's a couple of distortion things. And also you're shooting her on a hill, and this kind of makes the horizon line really difficult to know where the horizon line is. The way that the tree, it feels like it's kind of leaning. It feels like the entire image is kind of on a slant that way. So advice, when you're shooting people and you're shooting horizontal, if the shoe is the focus, really you have like style the body language, because I think the subject is great and what they're doing is great and the shoe pair that are so old are great, but how you shoot this scene is really important. This brightness back here is the first thing that we see. We see this before we see the iPad, before we see her. Exposure on her is like, I will call this a third under. Exposure on the shoe's good, but it's in mixed light. We have dappling of light here, which is when there's sun and shade. And dappling of light is really difficult to shoot product because the color of the toe is different than the rest of the shoe. For me, if I was shooting this, I would have her with both her feet up stacked, have the shoes in front, and then I would shoot her this way. I would shoot her this way. Use the tree as part of the background, and then guess what? You don't get to see what she's drawing, but you get to see her, and her shoes are in the foreground. Her shoes you see first. Right now, the way that you have these planes, her bum is in the foreground, her head is in the foreground, and then the shoe is kind of an afterthought. So I want you to see how this lays out as a double page spread. Also, you can see you're giving too much of the tree because then now the iPad clips, and then this shoe you're going to completely lose on the gutter because magazines, again, as I just said, go like this. So John, there's a lot of different mistakes in this photo. You're trying to show too many things. You're trying to show what she's drawing, but what you're shooting is a Converse ad for Converse. So the iPad, the Apple brand, the Apple Pencil, all of that stuff is not a relevant part of what we are trying to do here. We are trying to shoot a Converse ad. And for me, for that reason, for the reason that you're shooting an editorial picture of her, yes, but the main, she happens to be wearing a pair of Converse, but it does not look like you shot this for Converse. It looks like you shot this for the iPad. And again, be very wary of how you're dropping your stuff on when you're shooting horizontal, because you can see this clearly does not lay out very well. All right, John, thanks for submitting. This is your first submission. I'm hoping first of many more. First one is the hardest, my guy. You broke the seal. Let's keep them coming. Thanks for submitting. Again, you're trying to show the drawing because it has, again, you're trying to show too many things in a single photo, John. You're trying to tell too many stories in a single photo. That's why this photo failed, okay? Have one objective in a photograph, not 12. This is, you're trying to show the shoe, you're trying to show that she's also drawing a it's not the objective. The objective is create an ad for Converse. That is the brief. Create an ad for Converse. So the art director would come back to you exactly the same way. It's like, yeah, but I'm showing that she's drawing a Converse. They're going to say, I don't fucking care. I hired you to shoot an ad for Converse, not shoot this girl drawing a Converse shoe. So reshoot it, and like, that's what an art director would say to you, or they would just hire someone else. You know what I mean? So with me, this is whether painful or not, it's still it's a lesson, because you only get one chance to make a first impression. And if you miss the brief, you don't get a second opportunity to get a brief from that person again. If you miss a brief, you don't get a brief from that person again. They just don't give you one. They just give it to somebody else. Denise Tuggle, thank you for your $10 super chat. Denise, I'm going to play your alert again because Denise just super chatted $10. Denise, smoke for you. Thank you. We got to do virtual smoke in the summertime because of And Denise, don't worry. Denise is like, sorry, I effed up. Denise, all good. Like, you're one of my ride or dies. Don't worry. Don't worry. Like, the next one is always better, but I want you to go back to maybe some light. And I also want you to talk with Mr. Chris Foster, because Chris Foster has spent some time with Garan, one of my coaches, and Garan meaning one of the Carty Method coaches. And Garan he's a product specialist, and he's showing my team, my people here, how to light. So use Garan. And if your lights went out and you lost power, oh my God, just shoot it again. All right, that was Jean-Laurie Beaumont. Thanks, Laurie. Jean-Laurie. I guess I'm just going to call you John, because Laurie Beaumont is your last name. So, John, thanks. Steve Bordeaux. Steve says, not the classic pair of Chucks, but I feel these platforms fit the rebellious vibe of the model and embody the Converse culture. All right, R6 Mark II, 50mm 1.8, shot at a 200th of a second, f5, ISO 400. This is Steve Bordeaux. Steve, thanks for submitting. So I see what you're doing. It's just the body language with this girl. It's just the body language and the exposure and the color balance. Number one, it's blue, right? Like, you see that this is blue. You can see blue in the shoes. You see blue in the shoes. She's also wearing blue, obviously. So that's going to pull even more blue to our eyes. But the most important thing is the exposure. The exposure in here and the detail that we're getting in the shadows. I'm going to call this under by a third of a stop. Okay? I'm going to call that under by about a third of a stop. Her knee is also too bent. Her leg is too bent up. It needs to be like down here. Hey, Robert Gilkey. Welcome. Thanks for becoming a member. Let's go, Robert. Little smoke for you. Appreciate you joining the crew, Robert. We are trying to get 1,000 true fans. 1,000. We're at 183. You guys got to jump on and become a member if you believe in what I'm doing here. All right, Steve. So the leg is too bent. Her leg needs to be bent like here. So this shoe isn't so up under her bum. And then you can see it's actually fucking up her body language because her shoe is so up, she's not actually able to move her bum against the wall. If her leg moved down, then you're going to give some room for her bum to go, and then her leg can kind of come out a little bit more. And then her arms crossed is like pissed off, which is not something that we're trying to share in a photograph. She looks pissed off. How she's holding her mouth also makes her look like she's pissed off. And again, where's she looking? There's no connection with me. I'm so vain. I'm the viewer. I want to connect with this girl. I'm not. I'm just saying, she looks really twisted. She's turning to camera. Her foot is like upper bum and her shoulders are odd. And then she's looking over here, someplace that I can't see what she's looking at. So here's how you fix it. Number one, you don't let her stand like this, because this is like, if you shoot this from this way, she has only one leg. So what you do is you literally have her uncross her arms, because she's crossing her energy. And just so you know, a lady's arms crossed is the universal sign for pissed off. So you know, a lady with her arms crossed, without like a boss girl look on her face, with just like she's pissed off. So don't let ladies cross their arms in your photo. It blocks all of their energy, and it's like, I'm pissed off. So that's not what is conducive for you attracting clients to the yard. Don't shoot your subjects looking like they're pissed off. Adjust their body language. First thing you do, Steve, is you have her take her foot off the wall, because I didn't tell you to put your foot on the wall. Take your foot off the wall. Turn to camera. Rotate to camera, and then lean your shoulder on, like, lean your shoulder on that wall and then cross your legs over at the feet. Cross your legs over down here. So now you have shoe. Her shoulders are this way. And guess what? Where do her hands go? Her hands go in her pockets. Her hands go in her pocket. And then what does her face look? Her face looks like she's happy to fucking be here. Because this girl looks like she's so pissed off. It looks like a chore for her to be in your photo. So beyond the fact that, yes, you have good double page composition, it's not enough. It's not enough to have good double page composition if your subject isn't giving you the right expression. If she's not giving you the right body language, all of your perfect double page composition is bullshit if you're not seeing this hit and the body language hit. So the body language right here for me is a no bueno. I would like to see what else you shot, Steve, but this is the stuff as a people shooter that you have to control. You don't get to let your subject just do whatever they want. You are responsible for what they look like because they don't know what they look like. If they cross their arms, you say, hey, bitch, stop crossing your arms. Put your hands in your pocket. Chill out, relax, pretend that you like me, pretend that you're happy to be here. Because when the lady crosses her arms, it looks like you're pissed off at me. Are you pissed off at me? No, I'm sorry. Okay, cool. So then put your hands in your pockets like you're chilling, you're having a good time. And by the way, are you happy to be here? Uh-huh. Well, then tell your face because your face looks like you're pissed off. This is the kind of stuff that you have to tell your subject so you get them out of this mode. Okay, this is a good swing, great composition, but blue, and this is the wrong pose. You can't shoot this stuff. When you shoot, like, you have to undo this pose before it becomes, this is my final picture. Like, you need to notice in the pose, it's the wrong pose. Don't stay with it and be like, here you go. Recognize that stuff when you're shooting. And again, how you do that is by looking at Vogue, which I say over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Buy magazines, imitate body language that you see in magazines. This is not doing that. I hope that helps you, Steve. That is Steve Bordeaux. Thanks for submitting. All right. Who's next? This is Kyle Gagne. This is a generational campaign to express the timelessness of the Chuck Taylor from generation to generation since its inception in the 20s. I used a child-sized shoes. I used a child-sized shoe nestled into an adult shoe to represent that message. Sony A7 IV. This is a multiple focus image stack. Sony A7 IV, Sony 50mm 1.4, shot at ISO 100 f11 at a third of a second shot natural light. This is Kyle Gagne. Kyle, thanks for submitting. So I see it, but it doesn't translate to the absolute novel of a description that you wrote. It doesn't translate in the same way. The way that you described this photo, Kyle, I thought that I was going to see dad wearing a pair of Converse that are beat up and then son wearing a pair of Converse that are beat up. Shot, double page spread, low, so you're seeing from like the knees down. Obviously you see a little bit more of the kid, but his little Converse and then dad's bigger Converse. Like the way that you described this photo, Kyle, and again, don't get so lost in the words, and then when I see the photo I'm like, oh dude, you wordsmithed me. You know what I mean? Because when I'm seeing the photo, I'm not seeing like the technical, oh my fucking God, like I'm used to seeing from your photos. I'm not seeing idea like I'm used to seeing from your photos. Your photos are idea driven, they're perspective driven, and this one for me doesn't hit as hard as the other work in your portfolio. Look at the work in your portfolio, Kyle. Look, and again, this is your book. So if you look at the work in your book, does this go as hard as you need to in order for this to fit with this? For me, the answer is no. It does not go hard enough. Look at this picture. This picture is what I imagine. Converse, and shot in a way like this, like the way that the rest of your stuff is shot. Like that's for me what I expect from Kyle if he's going to do a Converse ad. So I also think of a meticulous set outdoors like this, where it's a dad and his son and it's like a fire pit or something that feels like the rest of your work. So, generational photo. Dad wearing Converse, baby here wearing baby Converse, and then the little boy, all of you wearing Converse. Yes, I see that. Now, so because for me, this is not this. It's not. And look at how on your website, this stands out like a sore thumb. This looks like it's not your photo. Because it's beneath you. And I hate to be so dry, Kyle, but it is not as good as you are. This picture and this picture do not get to be in the same portfolio. I'm sorry. It's not good enough, Kyle. And again, I'm going to remind you, not good. Like, the difference between what you've done and the new stuff that you do, it has to be equal or better. It is not allowed to be below. And this is what I'm for. This is what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you when something meets your bar or is below it. And this is below your bar. And you can't wordsmith me and use words to make me see this picture the way you do. I see it just the way that it is, which is not as good as the rest of the stuff in your book. So, Kyle, this is why it's really critical for you to have a website. If you don't have a website, of you at home watching, if you don't have a website, then it's hard for you to know what you should be shooting, because your website should be tailored and focused like to a very specific customer type, and then everything that you shoot fits that customer profile. And if it doesn't go in your portfolio. It's super simple. So, and then in fact, you shouldn't shoot it. You shouldn't shoot anything that doesn't fit within your profile. Here's one more, Kyle, that just kind of makes me throw up in my mouth. Look at this shot. And look at how you used a footprint, okay, in order to show like this product in the Imagine you use the footprint of a Converse, the footprint in dirt of the baby Converse, 2 steps, and then the adult the Converse footprint is so specific that if you put a Converse footprint and then put the 2 Converse next, like make this picture for me. Make this picture for me, Kyle. Because for me, like, no. It's just a no. It's just a no, bro. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to be so cold, but you're just better. And if you're better and you come in this high, that you got to come in the whole way or nothing. And that, if you're going to half do something, you know I'm going to react this way. You should be reacting the same way. So you do everything to the full extent. Well done, Kyle. Thanks for submitting. Again, your work is sick, Kyle. It's just this isn't good enough to be amongst the rest. All right. This is Alexander Klasnia. Alexander says, Sony A7 Mark II is a Minolta with a Minolta 100mm macro. F8 2/50th of a second ISO 100. This is Alexander Klasnia. Alexander, this is a pretty good swing. It's a pretty good swing. I'm just questioning the bad Photoshop. I'm wondering where the rest of this lace is. Because it just cuts off. And if I go in detail and look close, I can see mistakes here in post-production. I can see that this wasn't shot to a clean white and that you just pen tooled it. So again, I'm wanting I'm just wanting you to, if you're doing this, you have to be technically perfect. I really do like the angle of the shoes here, Alexander, but I want you to see how this looks on a double page spread. I want you to see how this looks on a double page spread. And you can see how the ask was shoot a double page spread. So shoot for a magazine, and you can see how the way that you're just doing a center focused image here and not biasing them on this page and it just being a clean white, it makes it really hard for this image to be used in the way that the art director asked for. And this lace being cut off, like you can see how you can see the eyelet for this lace, like part of an advanced way that you make it look like you're not just doing a cutout is by letting laces and stuff fly. And then it also makes it look like the shoe isn't just propped, it's actually shot that way. And then again, when you're shooting, you have to have this overlay in your head. Nothing important should be touching the center of your image when you're shooting a horizontal. You need to bias your stuff on this side of the frame or on this side of the frame. Putting stuff dead center is a recipe for disaster, and art directors are just not going to be happy with working with you because yeah, like they're going to have to cut this out and basically move this entire, they're going to have to just move this entire thing over because it's on white. They're just going to move it over. So then why wouldn't you move it over and make life easier for them, considering you know where it's going to go in the magazine? All of this stuff is super important, Alexander, when it comes to shooting to a brief. This is a good swing. There's good exposure, but still we have to try harder. And again, shooting the children's Converse over like an adult pair, children's ones aren't made as well as the adult pair. I'm not sure why you chose like a size 4 to shoot rather than a standard size 8 or a standard size 10. Those are all questions. Alexander, thanks for submitting. Alexander Klasnia. All right. Who's next? By the way, I'm sure you guys have noticed that Garan is not here with me on a Thursday. Garan is in the middle of so much post-production. He's doing pre-production, he's shooting, he's assisting shooters. Garan's career is rocking, obviously thanks to us here at the Carty Method. But at the same time, yeah, I've given him the like, do Thursdays with me when it's not affecting you shooting. Because right now I've put pressure on him because he needs to make a whole bunch of new work. So I'm like letting him make that work and giving him that time. All right, this is William Sedgwick. This is shot natural light, Sony A7C with a 35 millimeter. William, please get a 50. William, look how serious my face is. Get a 50 and shoot with a 50. When you shoot products with a lens that is not a normal lens, when it is wider than a normal lens, it distorts your products. It distorts them. So already, I haven't looked at your picture yet, but the fact that you're shooting with a 35 millimeter and not a 50, it's already giving me anxiety. Sony and a Samyang 35 millimeter. Just roll the window and use your Sony 1.4, your 1.8. Save this when you're not shooting people or products, okay? ISO 200, 7.1 at a 500th of a second. This is William Sedgwick. William, thanks for submitting. So, if there is ever a shot to use your son, this is it. I want you to watch a couple of things. Where his hand is going out of the frame, right? Just have him push his elbow back this way. Just a little bit, and then guess what? His hand rests there. So, small thing. Cutting his head, I don't mind that, because again, we got like you shoot him so often. And then here's another perspective. He brings up both legs, and then his legs are stacked, and then he's holding his legs like this. Both of them. Just like this. Guess what? Now we see both shoes. Then you can stack the shoes. The scene, I would have loved if you push the horizon. You heard me talk much about horizon line and pushing the horizon line down. Push the horizon line down so we have him just up against sky rather than seeing this pretty golf coursey blah blah, which is not really conducive to the skateboard. You know what I mean? I understand it's a place to rest, but take him to the skate park and make this same photo where he would be, rather than this kind of feels like a camping-y, like, is there even concrete there for him to skate with? So I want you to think like where you're shooting him. You're also going a little bit haywire with the darkening. Like, why are you like using that brush so aggressively? Why are you darkening and burning so aggressively? Like, do you see, and you're not doing it cleanly. It's not smooth. It's aggressive here. It's aggressive in this corner. And I see what you're doing all in here. So, like, be gentle with your tools. You're doing a lot in post-production. You're raising the shadows a lot. So, again, just be gentle, Sedgwick. Be gentle and think about how this fits with the rest of your photos. For me, skate park. One of the things that I said in this brief is take your subject to a place where and you're saying you shot this with an 85, not a 35. Thank you. So, nail the lens. This is an 85, not a 35. Okay. So the next thing is, I said in the brief, if you're a people shooter, go to the right location with the person, something that feels like art studio, skate park, like that feels conducive to where people who wear Converse hang out. So you going to the lake is not, and then with your boy with the skateboard, there's no skateboarding at lakes. So show me concrete, show me urban. That's where these shoes fit. Okay. It's again, like very competent picture. Let me show you what this looks like as a double. Look where his hand drops in the double. Look how his shoe is pushing here. And look at how much space we have over here. That's kind of unnecessary. So, all of these things, William, there's lots and lots and lots of stuff that you're trying to think about when you're shooting an ad for Converse. Body language, location. The location is the thing for me that I'm most like, pretty location. And everyone's like, oh, it's so pretty. It's like, yeah, but that's not where he would be with this outfit and this skateboard. That's not where he would be. It looks like a golf course. So this isn't the right spot for him. Okay, I hope that helps you. That is William Sedgwick. Very good swing, William. Again, I have so many shooters, like on the verge of brilliance, and it's like, it takes like, I only get to see these photographers weekly. But if you're one of these photographers and you think that you are one of these photographers that I'm speaking of, you have to shoot often. You have to vary who you're shooting, because shooting the same subject over and over and over again is going to bite you. It's going to bite you. I've said this several times, William, several times. This is one of those ones where shooting your boy is like acceptable, because like it fits with what the subject matter is. But I looked at your portfolio. I think you have like 7 or 8 shots of your son. Like, we need to bring that down to like 4. All right. We are down to the last 5 photos. And we are about to look at some accelerator members, people who are in ProLab. People who have been either in my accelerator currently, people who have been through my accelerator. My expectations of these photographers, because yes, they are in Portfolio Lab, but the way that my programs work, if you're in ProLab, my accelerator, you get access downwards to everything that I do. So if you sign up just to Portfolio Lab, you get access to Portfolio Lab. But people who are in my accelerator are also in ProLab. They're also in a Portfolio Lab, and I'm also helping them develop their work. The difference is these shooters, they know my system. they know the 6 steps, and the goal with these photographers is my expectations as far as how targeted their work is, how targeted they are to the work that they're making, to their ideal market. I have expectations that is way closer. And also the level of the work that I'm getting from these shooters, my expectation. And I also know them because I've been developing them, some of them for over almost like a year and a half, some of them for 6 months. So, and some of them for just a month. So this is Joshua Haney. Joshua is one of the shooters that I've been developing for like a year and a half. Joshua, I'm wanting to say Johnverse. It's everything is just jumbling now, having a stroke. Okay, Converse Teens. This is Joshua Haney. R6, 50mm 1.4, ISO 100, f8, 125. Shot with a single strobe. This is Joshua Haney. Joshua. This is a vibe. This is a vibe. I mean, your image is utter registration. You can see here, this white line is like, has to do with your sizing. Let's look at this as a double. I mean, I would want like you to either really play with that line, this line right here. This daughter, her head's a little high up in the frame. You can see we're like getting a little bit of cut. This one is a little bit better. I like her body language better. This daughter looks like she's like not quite in the mode. And also she's pulling her chin back, which is giving her a double chin, and she doesn't have a double chin. Got it. Like this one is in mode. She's like full fashion, little bit overexposed on the exposure. I like this. I like this. Obviously you're using a strobe for her and a strobe for her. I can tell by the direction of that light and the direction of that light, because the shadows are kind of converging outwards. Suggestion, try to cheat and make it look like you're using the same light. My only complaint, this registration line up there, which you're not going to see unless I take that away. This little 0.5 millimeter registration line, make sure you get rid of that. How high this daughter's head is. And then with this line here, my vibe with this line, because it's not right on the, it's so close to being on the center. And you can also see that this daughter is pushed too far that way. That says to like see if you can, but the thing is when you shoot horizontal, you don't get to move the frame this way or that way because there's nothing to grab from that way or that way. How you shoot it is exactly how it is. So this is a lesson to really like, if you're going to use like this half paint, you really drop that line in the center or make it extreme. Put it here or put it here so it kind of pushes into the other frame, which is kind of a cool idea as well. And yeah, just it's hard when you're shooting two because her body language is closer. The foot out that way, I don't love this foot out that way. Really, they would have their toes more in. And for certain ways that people are standing, you're not going to get to see the inside of here. Like someone standing with their foot like turned like that so extreme it's too overly posy. So again, Josh, this is a good swing. Exposure on her is hot. Exposure on her is perfect. Double chin because you're letting her pull her chin in. Her body language is better than hers. You have to just, when you're doing this and choosing to shoot them at the same time, well, it's going to take it. Like what I would do is shoot one daughter and then shoot the other daughter and not try to get them in one frame. They're not models. It's like, it's going to be a lot harder for them mentally to have the patience to do this for an hour for you to nail it. The other option is like, you just shoot tons of pictures and then you just cut it and like pick the best one of her and pick the best one of her. If you're doing it on a tripod and there's no movement, you should be able to blend them perfectly. You set this up for being a little bit harder, I think, than it needed to be. but still, it's a really good attempt and a good swing. That's Joshua Haney. Thanks, Josh. All right. This is Matt Carlson. Matt says, I'm trying to showcase confidence and youthful mind in this picture. Subject placement's a bit far left in the frame, unfortunately. Looking forward to your feedback as always. R6, 50mm 1.2, ISO 100, f5, 100th of a second. Shot, natural light. This is Matt Carlson. Matt, thanks for submitting. You've used this location before, so it's starting to become something where it's like you're only going to be able to have like a single photo from this location in your book. Let's look at how this looks as a double. For me, yes, she could have moved over a bit, but the thing that I have the most problem with is how tight her feet are to the edge. This is really claustrophobic. And then her head. Like, her head is too tight to the top of the frame. So you just need to back up, or you need her to take one step back. Like, this is too claustrophobic. If you're giving this to an art director, they're going to lose their marbles. They're going to lose their marbles because your pictures are just too, like, right there. Let the art director decide how claustrophobic he wants that cut to be, but give space. You take one pace back, and then now we're starting to get into it. One pace back now frames these people better. Now really frames these people better, right? And this is like, this is so great. I like this better than the other instance, but again, you're like, I'll call it like, we're trying to tune you to 1050 and you're on 1052 and then you're on 1048. Like it's so close, Matt, that it's like, and I know you see the mistakes you're making. You called out this spacing, but you did not call out how claustrophobically tight up and down you are. So I want you to notice both of those shortcomings. The exposure is great. The idea is great. What she's wearing is great. I don't get these as Conversed. And I'm not saying because her feet are facing forward. It's because the silhouette of the Converse, they're a little bit more fashion Converse. Like, I would love just straight Chucks. They would definitely fit this outfit. I know it's difficult because, you know, you have to buy them, or she has to buy them. But yeah, again, this is really, really close. What I would also try is a full profile with her in the same pose, but just now facing that way, because then at least we get to see the Converse from the side. So you shoot this picture, then she turns sideways, and you shoot this picture, then she turns the other way, profile, and you shoot that picture, and then she faces to the back, and you shoot that picture. And then you can make a GIF where she rotates. Good swing. That is Matt Carlson. Matt, thanks for submitting. Matt Carlson. That's a good swing, Matt. I like the picture. I like the picture. It's a good swing. This is, again, like 2% off to get an 11 out of 10 for me. Jordan White. This is shot with a Sony a7 III 50mm 1.8, ISO 100, f7.1, a 400th of a second. Jordan White. Let's see what Jordan's got for us today. Jordan, thanks for submitting. So the most important thing here is the product, but you're cutting the bottom of the shoe. You're cutting the bottom of the shoe. Like, imagine you're cutting the bottom of the shoe. And I'm going to say it again. You're cutting the bottom of the shoe. You're cutting the bottom of the shoe in order to save not cutting up here. What's so important up here that would make it so you couldn't push the camera down and not cut the one product that you're supposed to be shooting? That's frustrating. How tight this is to the edge, frustrating. And how this looks as a double page spread. A little claustrophobic. It's a little claustrophobic. The location is good. I don't mind the location. But you could have gone lower. You could have gone lower, lower, lower. You could have moved this guy up the ramp that way so you could maintain the same level and bring the shoes higher. So, and also this leg, Jordan, look at this. I'm going to break your brain. This leg, guess what? It's not so bent. Make this leg straighter. Guess what? That shoe falls right here. Now that shoe falls there, and guess where the other shoe falls? Right there. Guess what? Boom. Now you have one shoe on each page, and it looks natural. So it's like so close, but again, missed it because you're not noticing that this is going to go straight. The gutter is going to cut the shoe in half, which is going to make that shoe not look great. He extends his foot, has his heel end here, and then look at all this room that you have for the shoe. You're not using this space, and you're super claustrophobic in this space. This is the stuff that we as photographers have to see when we're shooting. We have to see this. We have to see this when we're shooting. This is seeing the matrix and imagining, Jordan, if you go into your library in Portfolio Lab where your archive is, you'll see these overlays, and you can take these overlays and import them so you can see them when you're importing your stuff in Lightroom or Capture One. You have to burn this overlay in your head. You have to burn it in your head, and you cannot cut the product that like a mega million billion dollar brand is hiring you to shoot. You can't cut their product. And the last thing, which is kind of important, is the front shoe is out of focus, Jordan. The front shoe, I can see that the front shoe is out of focus from here. So if I enlarge, that's why it's not working. There you go. If I enlarge the front shoe, you can see the front shoe is out of focus. The back shoe's in focus, which means you shot it at a depth of field that doesn't have both of these shoes in focus. They're on different planes. So all of this, these small details, this is photography. This is what people pay us to do. And you can't show the front shoe out of focus. Like that then snaps us to like shoot at a depth of field that will have both of these in focus, which is not the depth of field that you shot with. If you shot this at, and you're also shooting with a 50, you shot at 7.1, which means you got to shoot at f11. You got to shoot at f16 in order to get that photo. Okay, Jordan, I hope that helps. It's Jordan White. All right, we are down to our last few photos. This is Mike Morrison, Sony A7R5, 24-70, 50, shot at 50 millimeter, f16. You need a 50, Mike. Just get a straight 50. Please do that for me. Do that for me. I want you to imagine this. Your 24-70 has 26 elements, 26 pieces of glass in there. A 50 millimeter has 8. 8. Which one do you think is sharper? Which one do you think is sharper? So when you have the option of shooting with your 24-70, lazy, or shooting with the exact focal length that you want to shoot with, smart, that's what I want you to do. I want you to shoot with a 50 when you're shooting a 24-70 at 50. That's lazy. And if you don't have a 50, buy one. You can definitely afford to buy a Sony 50. You need it. You need it. It's for you. It's not for me. Mike Morrison, let's see what you got for me. Mike, thanks for submitting. Mike, this is a yes. This is a yes. I kind of get pissed because you could just shoot this on a 50, bro. But this is a yes. This is a yes, and so on brand. There's something about how this foot is kind of bending in. And the reason is because her front foot is back and the front foot goes forward. Her back foot is forward. And this is why this foot looks weird, because that's her front foot. So how the stance goes is this leg goes this leg goes, oops. What did I just do? This leg is the front leg, and it goes here, and we see this side of the shoe. And then this back leg goes back here, and the back leg can be a little bit like, because it's the inside of the shoe. So she can be on her toe, or she can do some fun stuff with the back leg. But because it's the front leg, well, the only thing that she can do is like heel it. So this is so close, Mike, so close. But here is a secret. When humans are walking and you are photographing them, you always shoot the front leg forward. This leg, the leg back here, is always back. So this leg is my back leg. This leg would be back. And I can't demonstrate this here. I can't. Oh, here, I'll try. Like this. Here, watch. Like this. So you shoot like this. This leg forward. Not like this. Because this, you see this. You see this? You get to see this. You go this. You see this. And when you're shooting the feet down here, the same thing applies for your bottom feet. The front leg, which is this leg, is always forward. The back leg, which is this leg, is always back. And you did the opposite in this one, Mike. So that is the only thing that makes this, the only thing that makes this like, but again, Mike, it is on brand. It is on point for your portfolio. You managed to include a car. You shot it in the garage. Like, you got, this is just a yes for me, okay? I'm giving you an 11 on this. The black and white hits. Even using platform converse, I don't mind so much. But yes, this is a yes, Mike. You did well. Good shit. Remember that lesson about the feet. Super important. The front leg is always forward. The back leg is always back. That is how, when you're photographing someone in stride, it's different when they're walking to, I'm talking when you're shooting them from the side. When they're walking towards you, they can't step like they normally step. They have to cross step, because that tapers their legs. There's all kinds of fucking magic that you have to learn about body language. You guys will get there. Mike Morrison, well done. All right, who's next on my docket? We are down to the last photo. This is calligraphy. Converse on location. Shot with the Z8 50mm f2 50th of a second ISO 2000 calligraphy. Surrounding ambient light ISO 2000. This is calligraphy. This is a dud for me, my guy. This is a dud. Number one, center focused. It doesn't work on a... Just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work layout wise. Doesn't work. Number two, it looks amateur. And the reason it looks amateur is because it's shot at ISO 2000. And that's what ISO 2000 looks like when it's also underexposed and pushed in a place where there's no light. Look at how out of focus this front shoe is. Like, this is supposed to be an ad for Converse. Would Converse put something that is this low resolution in an ad? Answer no. So my expectations for your calligraphy are higher than this. Shooting this at night means that you neglected to shoot it during the day when you should have. Trying to do this at night without outdoor strobe and the right exposure is never going to cut it. Not good enough, dude. It's just not. Thanks for submitting calligraphy. I want more from you, my guy. I expect more. And if you look at the rest of your work, and again, I'm going to show you the rest of your work. If you look at the rest of your work, the rest of your work is very polished. I'm not seeing anything right now on your site. Looks like you're doing something with it, because your site is showing up like this right now. I'm gonna give it one more chance. Yeah, it's So yeah, Kay, for the kind of work that you do, and you can see you need more exposure on location. You need more reps on location. You need more reps shooting at night. You need all of these reps in order to elevate your level with all of the things that you're weak in. All the things that you're weak in. I'm hoping that like you're using this time in Florida now to like strengthen your location game, because right now it's not hitting. Calligraphy, thanks for submitting. So, Edez Javier, you're asking me about, you've been itching to join, but I take boudoir photography. I mean, I'm happy to review boudoir photography, but I can't review it live on my show. I can't, because if there's nudity, then I get copyright strikes. If I show something that you shot that someone decides to push the like report button on my channel because it offends them, then that means like this whole thing that I'm doing falls down the toilet because I looked at a tit. You know what I mean? Now that's not my choice. I shoot nudes, but I can't review them here. You know what I mean? So if you have like Nick shoots lingerie, but Nick shoots it in a tasteful way. And again, in a tasteful way that like clients pay him good money to shoot it. And guess what? I can show this because there's no nudity. It's fashion. And it's shot incredibly well. You know what I mean? Sexy as F, but I can show it. Same as this. I can show this because it's tasteful and there's no nudity. You know what I mean? So when people say boudoir, if I'm seeing like 300-pound girls that there's like that you're shooting, because that's like, for me, like I'm not going to be so like inclined to say, because that work doesn't get work. You just get more people you're shooting to make ladies feel good. It's like body positivity. But what I'm trying to do is teach people how to shoot work that gets real work. And Nick is in Oregon. He has lingerie brands in Miami sending him clothes and sending him bathing suits and sending him stuff to shoot. So like if you're shooting in a way that's tasteful, then yeah, absolutely join. You know what I mean? But understand, like, if you look at Anna Diaz, who is also shooting tasteful, she shoots for Playboy, which means full nudity. And it doesn't matter how tasteful you think it is, I can't show it. So I can't even let Anna Diaz website load on my thing because it is instant demonetization. Instant. As soon as and I can give you about that much. But it's a female photographer who shoots for Playboy, and she crushes. This girl is so sick. I highly recommend you look at Anna Diaz. And if you're trying to shoot boudoir, this is the bar. This is the bar. If you're not doing stuff that is like this and with models that are this good, then you're just using photography as a way to get close to naked girls. You know what I mean? Girls that never can go anywhere. And if that's the case, I mean, that's cool. But for me, it's not something that I'm really, that's not my business model. Like I shoot nudes, but I shoot nude models from Ford and Next and Elite and like Helmut Newton did, like Abaddon did, like Irving Penn, like the masters that gone, and every supermodel has modeled nude. So if you're trying to shoot that level of stuff, definitely the guy to help you. But again, it's all like boudoir, people like calling them like, that makes me think that you're shooting housewives for their husbands. You know what I mean? That's what that term is for. It's like body positivity, housewives. Like, and for me, like, I'm not the right guy to help you be better at that because I don't really think that it's a valid business model. All right. So, calligraphy. Don't feel like I'm breaking your balls because you sent me a photo that was below your level. It's below your level. Just A, make it not below your level, or B, don't submit. But don't like go like push back on me because you submitted a photo that was subpar and I called you out on it. All right, guys. I hope today was good. Today we are also at 2 p.m. doing a 2:30. Sorry, at 2:30 p.m. we are doing a Zoom workshop where we are talking about essential grip equipment. I've got some new grip equipment. I got lots of grip equipment, and I have some stuff that is, I think, super essential. I just got an auto pull. Look. My first auto pull. Now I actually need to get another one because I was trying to do something creative with one. And I mean, I have ways that I can use one, but now I actually need two. So I'm going to get a second one. I spent $300 for that one. Got to spend another $300 to get a second one. And then I'm going to have like a half seamless kind of setup in here. The window is effective sometimes, but most of the time it's just air conditioning pumping, so I can afford to close it. And anytime I go live, I also close the blinds. So yeah, I'm just trying to find easier ways for me to shoot thumbnails in here and also broadcast. I'm just trying to find like another camera shot other than this one and this one that you're so used to seeing. All right, so we're gonna go through some photos of the week, and then I'm going to talk about the assignment that you're going to be doing next week. And then, yeah, like strategic imperfection is, but I should also be giving you the assignment after that, which I'll give you that in a second. All right, so let's start with photos of the week. But before I do share photos of the week, why don't you connect right Creating here. Content for you on YouTube has been an incredible journey, and I cannot thank you enough for your support. If my videos are helping you with your photography business, I've got something super exciting to share: the Carty Method YouTube memberships. When you hit the join button, you unlock exclusive perks that take your experience with me to the next level. Here's what's in it for you. First, your support keeps all my live broadcasts completely ad-free. No distractions, just pure focus on growing your photography skills and business. Second, you get access to my members-only community posts where I share behind-the-scenes updates. I give you sneak peeks of upcoming shoots and projects that I'm working on. Third, you're going to stand out in my chat with a crown badge next to your name that upgrades the longer that you're a member. It's a slick way to show your support and be recognized in the community. And let's talk about those custom emotes. These are photography related, exclusive to members, and perfect for making your comments in my live chat stand out. Joining unlocks exclusive live streams and live chats, which give you access to secret, unscheduled content. Just last month, I brought members into the studio to watch me light, shoot, and direct a subject. This kind of insider content is only for members. And here's the big one. Your questions get priority answers in my comments. It's like having a fast pass for personalized feedback. All of this is yours for just $4.99 a month. That's $5. Your support helps me create even better content, connect with you in new ways, and grow this incredible community. And by the way, whether you choose to join or not, I want you to know how much I appreciate you being here. Together, we're building a very strong, vibrant photography community. My number one goal is to help you turn your photography dreams into reality. So if you're ready to take it to the next level, hit that join button right now. All right, guys, let's get into the photos of the week. Photos of the week, starting with the one they call Victor Liska. Victor, that's a photo of the week, my guy. Congratulations. Thanks for submitting. I'm glad you're back. I had to give you an honest review, but this is a very, very good picture and one of the best of the day. Thanks for submitting. Very strong. It's Victor Liska. First photo of the week. Second photo of the week up is Mr. Rafael Ortiz. Rafael, you hit this, my guy. You hit this one out of the park. Very, very well done. It's on brand. It's the right person. It's the right location. It's the right everything. This is a yes for me. 100% photo of the week. Well done, Raphael. All right. Next photo of the week. Who? Our next photo of the week goes to Sedgwick William. Again, it's a very good photo, bro. It's a very good photo. I want you to realize that there's so many things and there's so much nuance to doing this thing that we're doing. Go easy on the post and really work the pose and make sure you're in the right location. Okay? That is Sedgwick. Photo of the week for this is Joshua Haney. Joshua. Hey, Marco. Welcome. Joshua, that's a photo of the week. Thank you for submitting. But during that photo of the week, Marco just became a member and Illumina. So that's Marco and now Illumina. You guys both became members. Let's get it on. Yay. We're trying. We're inching forward. We're at 185 maybe. Let's go. We're 185. We're trying to get to 200. We've had 3 new members today. Hey, Courtney. Let's go. Courtney just re-upped. Courtney's a member. Courtney's been a member. That's 4 today. Let's go. Well done, Courtney. Photos of the week. By the way, in case you missed that, that was Joshua Haney with the photo of the week. Joshua, that got interrupted by all the people becoming members. And again, it meant that I appreciate Oki. Oki just gifted 5. Oki, you crazy person. Oki, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oki's getting the special light show. Oki, very, very generous. Oki gifted Sketches Corner, Stangle Dangles, K Miggs, Pokey Ronin, Steve Madrid. All you guys got, and also K Miggs. Y'all just got memberships from Oki. Oki, thank you so much for your generosity. Photo of the week going to Mr. Mats Carlson. Mats, well done. This is a profound photo, Mats. I need you to not be so claustrophobic, but you're onto something here. Thank you for submitting. More for Mats Carlson. This photographer, again, I'm hard on this guy, but I have a big vision for this guy. This is Jordan White. Jordan, that's a photo of the week. Despite how hard I am on you, you nailed the exposure and you did something that you've never done before, which is go on location and try to shoot in natural light. So I'm proud of you. Your exposure, you absolutely nailed. You're going to get better and better and better. That's a photo of the week for you, my guy. Carty approved. Congratulations. All right. And this shooter, Mr. Mike Morrison. Mike, that's a photo of the week for you, my guy. Congratulations. Again, like foot forward, foot back. Just knowing which one of those is, lock it in. Super important. You're going to need it in your daily life over and over and over again. Got you, Jordan. All right. And those are our photos of the week. Was there a best in show? Yeah, there's a best in show. This one photographer, I feel this shooter went the furthest on his execution, and I feel like this shooter hit the nail on the head the closest. Ladies and gentlemen, your best in show is Victor Liska. Victor, very good. Very, very, very good. Very good. And one last best in show. And that goes to this gentleman. His name is Mike Morrison. Mike, well done, guys. Everybody who submitted, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. So let's get into the meat. Next week, and I gave you this assignment last week, so you've had 2 weeks that you've known what this assignment is. Just reminding you, for week 30, next week, the assignment that's due Wednesday at midnight is strategic imperfection. I want you to do a strategic imperfection image. Now, what does that mean? I want you to create an image that highlights how perfection is an illusion. And I want you to do that through strategic, intentional imperfection. I want you to use oddity, authenticity, humor, deliberate flaws to make viewers pause and connect with human experience. I want you to stop the scroll with your idea, not just your technical perfection of executing it. Okay? If you shoot people, there's so many ways that you can do this. A couple of examples. Shoot subjects with relatable imperfections. A perfectly dressed professional with like one subtle flaw, a mustard on his shirt. Someone making an obvious mistake while performing a task. Someone who's expected to look flawless, showing their authentic human side. If you shoot places, photograph a pristine environment with one deliberate imperfection. A single broken element in perfect architecture. One misaligned thing when everything is perfectly aligned. Show immaculately beautiful scenes disrupted by a perfectly placed flaw. If you shoot things, create compositions where intentional imperfection tells the story. Identical objects with one flawed item, luxury products with artistic irregularities, or a perfect arrangement disrupted by one chaotic element. This is a vertical and this is a single page image. This is a cover. This is why this matters. Strategic imperfection is scroll stopping. Okay? It is a powerful storytelling technique that creates instant relatability and instant emotional connection. This approach cuts through the noise of our overly polished imagery by celebrating authenticity and the human experience. This is your pro tip. Imperfection must feel intentional, not accidental. Plan your flaw carefully. It should be obvious enough to create impact, but subtle enough to feel authentic and relatable. Okay? So that is your assignment for next week. But because you're here, I'm giving you your assignment also for week 31. The week after that, on Wednesday, August 7th, that assignment, and that week we are talking about breaking barriers. Breaking barriers means you have to push your boundaries and photograph something outside your comfort zone. You have to break through your own mental blocks, your technical limitations, or your stylistic boundaries to unlock a new technique, a new skill, or a new creative approach. If you shoot people, I want you to experiment with a new lighting style that you've never tried, or photograph your subject from an angle or a perspective that challenges your typical approach, the way that you usually do shit. If you shoot places, be bold with your composition and experiment with a dramatic angle or a perspective that you'd normally not consider. Go beyond your safe zone. The whole idea about breaking barriers is you going beyond your safe zone, okay? And if you shoot things, photograph subjects you don't work with usually, tackle an advanced lighting technique that you've never done before, something that's been intimidating you, step into unfamiliar territory. And this assignment is horizontal, double page. This is why this matters. Breaking barriers is essential for creative and professional growth. Staying in your comfort zone, that's where your dreams die. Staying in your comfort zone limits your potential client base. It keeps your portfolio predictable. This assignment forces you to expand your skill set, to discover new creative direction, and to build confidence tackling challenging projects. Okay? The barriers you break this week, 2 weeks from now, become the competitive advantage that sets you apart in the marketplace, okay? So I'm going to remind you again, today we are talking about grip equipment in our Zoom Portfolio Lab workshop. It starts at 2:30. I'm going to show you everything from C-stands to magic arms to auto pulls to all kinds of grip equipment that you should just, again, you buy it once, have it forever. I have drawers full of grip equipment. I'm going to pull out, 10 or 15 essential pieces of grip equipment, like this light stand right here. That's on wheels that I can just pull over like this. And then also this tripod attachment that just like clamps on to this. So I have like a light and a stand all in one unit. And this is how I shoot my thumbnails. Put my camera here, turn my light on, wheel this exactly to where I need it, and then knock it out. So this is just one of the pieces of like essential grip equipment I'm going to talk about. How to make one of these all-in-one stands like that one, and when to use, like even just looking at my desk and like the grip equipment that I have here on my, oh no, that's not connected. Look at that. How is that not connected? Let's bring it close. Very weird. Didn't connect automatically. Well, I did. Yeah, well, whatever. All right, so I will show you guys later when you are in this Portfolio Lab workshop. We start at 2:30, which is in 1 hour from now. And also, in order to get the link, you got to be a member of Portfolio Lab. Go to thecartymethod.com/Portfolio Lab or shoot that QR code right there with your phone. It'll take you right there. That's how you sign up. You can pay monthly, you can pay quarterly, or you can pay yearly and save tons of money. Guys, thank you. I hope today brought you value. Next week's assignment is strategic imperfection, and then that's week 30. Week 31, breaking barriers. All of these assignments are going to be posted inside the assignment folder, inside community, so you can go and read the descriptions. And you have 2 weeks. You got lots of time. Illumina, thanks for becoming a member. Everyone else who became members today, Marco, Robert, thank you so much, Oki, for the gifteds. Denise, thank you for the $9.99. Thank you so much. And everybody who's subscribed recently, thank you. I'm here to help you transition from that job that you might hate into the life of a full-time professional photographer. It's not easy. It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life, but I have the roadmap. If you follow and pay attention, I'll help you get there. You go to thecartymethod.com and sign up for one of my programs. I will help you get there 10 times faster. Way faster than I can with just this one-sided me talking to you on YouTube. Get into my Zoom calls, get into Portfolio Lab, try to get into my accelerator, and that's how we will connect like this, and you'll be seeing me more than your parents. I love you guys. Thanks for watching.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.